Yo, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. So at this point, every single team is either finished with their season, has one game left, or maybe even two games. So for the most part, in these award races, while they're not over by any stretch, you probably know who you're going to vote for. No, like, someone would have to have like a 7-point performance to drastically change who you're going to end up voting for. So I thought it'd be a fun idea. The Athletic dropped their updated like charts for each award, the top 10 contenders based on their overall model and the value that they provide. So I thought we'd go through that right now and see what the kind of analytics say. I'm not a strictly analytical guy. I'm not going to be just copying and pasting what the Athletic do. I have a different criteria based on eye test, some stats that I like when it comes to heart, when it comes to defensive defensemen, stuff like that. So when looking at it, NHL Awards Watch. Nathan MacKinnon leads an extremely tight Hart Trophy race. Let's start it off from Dom Luchuzin. I probably botched the name. From The Athletic. Good people over at The Athletic. Looking at the Hart, MacKinnon, Matthews, McDavid, Kucherov, Quinn Hughes cracking the top five, Roman Josi, Hellebuck, Sam Reinhart, Pasta, and Panarin. No Sidney Crosby, thank God. But when looking at this, damn, I guess it does make some sense. As you can see, Matthews is the best defensive player besides Sam Reinhart out of this. So I guess that's why he's so high. But Nathan MacKinnon right now is the pretty odds-on favorite. It does make sense considering he's solid defensively as well as also having that offensive input. I think when looking at it, the advanced stats definitely hurt a Nikita Kucherov that's not that good defensively. But you do need to factor in the fact that Nikita Kucherov is leading his goddamn team by like 53 points. I think you do need to factor that. So I think this is a decent representation. I would have Pasta and Panarin as like my 5 or 6, but the top 4, it's a combination of those guys. Let's see what they write about here. MacKinnon, they just call him the most valuable. Yeah, doesn't lead in goals, assists, or points, but he has a shit ton of goals. He has a decent, he's second in the entire NHL in points, as well as also being solid defensively. Matthews, on the other hand, that makes sense. The most complete player in terms of if you value goal scoring and defense, Austin Matthews is definitely going to be your pick in this year's Hart Trophy. It is tough because, of course, he is like only leading his team by like 5 or 6 points ahead of William Nylander, but he does have so much more goals than a William Nylander. Let's see, what do they have here for net rating? Primary assists at 93% of. Oh, so he actually like breaks down the value that he used for 93%. And primary assist is worth 93% of a goal. Secondary 73%. I guess that does make sense. Austin Matthews still behind when you factor it like that. But yeah, I obviously think that goals are far more important than assists. Those ratios, I'd probably have it like 87, 88, and then like 65, 70. But whatever. It makes sense. Austin Matthews is the most complete, maybe. You got a little chart here. Does he go over the other two? Yeah, Connor McDavid's the best player. I just, when looking at Connor McDavid, especially after missing 2 more games, as well as having that unfortunate start, I understand if the award was post November 20th, yeah, Connor McDavid would probably be winning it, but you do need to factor in that part of the reason why the Edmonton Oilers had a shit start is because he only had like 10 points in his first 11 games, which is horrible by his standards. So yeah, I don't really see an argument for Connor McDavid when looking at it. He missed 2 games early on, then most recently missed 2 games, as well as only having, what does he have now? 31 goals. He's 100 assists. Don't get me wrong. That's insane, but 31 goals compared to last year. Yikes. And then Nikita Kucherov. Yeah, there's a case for all of these guys. I definitely think Connor McDavid probably has the least strong case in terms of an MVP, but he's the best player, so I can definitely see why you'd make a strong argument for him. The Norris Trophy. Yeah, Quinn Hughes, number 1. Evan Bouchard tied in net rating at 24.8 Gs. Roman Josi, Josh Morrissey, Adam Fox. Yeah, it stinks. If Adam Fox played the entire season, I think it would have been a debate between him and Quinn Hughes, but missing a full month, missing 10 games, that is really going to hurt you in terms of this. Gustav Forsling checking in at 6th. He's been great. I wouldn't have him on my goddamn Norris ballot. He only has 38 points, but he's been very good in his own right. Him and Ekblad have been one of the best pairs in all of hockey. Ekholm, awesome as well. A lot of even strength points. I think he's like 12th in the entire NHL. Just doesn't get a ton of power play exposure. Noah Dobson still checking. No Cale Makar. Damn, no Cale Makar. Like, I honestly, Cale Makar is not going to be second on my ballot. He might not even be third. His offensive output is just crazy. He has missed some games, but he would have been north, probably 95, maybe even 100 points if he was healthy for the entire season. So that's interesting that they don't have Cale Makar at all in this. Overall, I would agree with this. I think my top 3 might might look something similar to that. I maybe have Adam Fox, and I would have Kel McCarr somewhere factoring in. Dobson early on was looking like a potential finalist, but he's missed some games down the stretch and just has not been playing that good defensively down the stretch. So I understand. Doughty has been awesome defensively. Jeez, that is an insane defensive net rating. Let's see if they mention Kel McCarr in this, because I'm interested as to, yeah, they're just talking about Hughes. Yeah, Hughes has been awesome. It's tough for Bouchard and Ekholm. I feel like I don't think people are going to give Ekholm a ton of votes, but I think Bouchard might get squeezed out just because he does play with a fantastic partner in Ekholm. But Kel McCarr still won when he had Devontae's. But Evan Bouchard's not Kel McCarr, okay? Quinn Hughes. They're just going, okay, this is net rating, next best player. Yeah, Quinn Hughes has definitely been the MVP of his team. It's tough. Bouchard, not the best player on his team, not the second best player on his team. Cale Makar is still the best defenseman in the world, but he has had an off year. I think that's definitely fair. Yeah, he has been battling injuries, and he just hasn't been, him and Taves have not been putting up the same dominant results that they have. Makar has just 53% of the expected and actual goals this season, well below, only 53% compared to Bouchard, who's been dominant. And you look at their stats with Connor McDavid, 63%, so fantastic. Without 53. Cale Makar without Nathan MacKinnon, 41% goals, 49% expected goals. That is pretty jaw-dropping, and that, yeah, I'm definitely going to use that when I don't have Cale Makar finishing second on my Norris ballot. I already going into it, I probably wasn't going to be that high. Everybody has them penciled into number 2. Yeah, I would probably go Yossi right now at number 2. But we're gonna have to wait and see. I'm not going to tell you my full ballot right now. There's some more games that could happen, and I'm going to have that probably Thursday or Friday. Selke, Alexander Barkov, yeah, that's crazy. They're just such a good pair. Barkov and Reinhart, they just dominate possession, are great defensively, so they don't give up any really high danger chances for the most part. Jarvis, Jordan Stahl, Matthew, again, that's why Matthews was second on his Hart thing, because he has him so high for the Selke. Alexander Barkov's probably going to walk to this because he does have amazing results while also having the reputation as a prior winner. You don't really see just like a guy out of nowhere. Like I doubt that Seth Jarvis is going to finish top 3. I doubt he's even going to finish top 5 because he's still a young guy. But yeah, this is pretty solid. One of the more boring Selke races of recent memory. Pretty boring. Next up, what's going to be next? The Calder, maybe? Calder Trophy. Faber, Tyson Forrest, Connor Bedard in 8th. I guess it just has to be because his defensive rating is so bad because he plays on Chicago, but how do you not adjust for that? And Kachetkov at 9. What? Yeah, I mean, I'm going to have Bedard winning. I'd have Kachetkov top 5 for sure. Connor Zari's missed like 20 games. Luke Thanasis, I might not have him on my back. That's crazy. Okay, what does he say for Connor Bedard? Yeah, he says, at least he admits the 2-horse race. When looking at it. Yeah, I can see the argument for Faber, but when you look at the like Connor Bedard versus the rest of his entire team, like there was some chart of like scoring and passing score, and it was like Connor Bedard top right, everybody else in the lower bottom left quadrant. Like he's just so valuable to his team relative to his other guys. I can't, even with him missing 15, 16 games, I still don't have a strong argument, especially because Faber's numbers have kind of dropped off in the back half of the season, especially defensively. I think you got to go with Cale Makar. But what did you say? Halfway through the season, yeah. Yeah, halfway through the season, Faber had crazy numbers, plus 4.8, 54% expected goals, 59. And yeah, that's kind of dropped off in the back half. Dropped down to 50%, 43% in the back half of the season. Bedard, yeah, his offensive rating is just absurd considering the team that he's on. He's making Philip Kurashev like a 55-point player. Kurashev, decent player, but was like 25, 30 points the prior 2 seasons. Yeah, I get the advanced stats probably favor a Faber, but I'm just not buying that. Vezina Trophy. Yeah, this is Connor Hellebuck. This is going to be. It should be unanimous. I don't know if they're going to give him a unanimous win, but I think you should honestly, if Demko played didn't have this injury and played 56, 57, 58 games, maybe you could throw Demko a first place vote because he did have a shit ton of wins. But I think with Demko kind of falling off in the back, or not falling off, just not playing in the back half, that definitely has to factor in. This should be a runaway. No one has really emerged, in my opinion, to take Thatcher Demko's second place spot. So that would probably be my 1-2 as well. Who's going to be 3, 4, and 5? That's really going to be up for grabs. I will not have Olmark and Swayman both on the ballot. I'll probably choose maybe one of them. UPL is a late emerger. I would expect Bobrovsky to be higher with this, but yeah, that's pretty solid. I'm just going off goals saved to have expected. a 13.9 goal save. He almost has double the goal saved above expected. It's not a Carey Price level season, not even an Igor Shesterkin maybe 2 years ago, but it's one of the more impressive goalie performances we've seen of the 21st century. I think that's last decade for sure. Art Ross, I guess they're just, at this point, McKinnon's gonna have to absolutely pop off in the final games. Rocket Richard, I wonder who's gonna win this one. Yeah. Samurai battle for second. Can Hyman get up to second? We'll see. Yeah, this is the other thing with McKinnon in his heart case. Dude has 52 goals and is not regarded as a goal scorer. Kucherov only, I guess he has 51 right now. Yeah, and projecting out. Nathan McKinnon having the quietest 52 goal season of all time. Is there any more? I assume that they're not going to give it Jack Adams. Okay, that's it. Yeah, pretty interesting. Let's go through it again. Hellebuck, Vezina, Faber, Calder, but I guess he kind of did argue for Bedard. Barkov, I'm not going to lie. This year's awards, besides that heart race, they are very lucky that heart race is one of the most exciting of recent memories because basically every other award fucking sucks right now. So it's going to be pretty boring in terms of the NHL awards outside of that heart. But even that one, Nathan McKinnon's like a minus 450. Let me know in the comments, who do you think should win the heart? What would be your top four with those four guys? I don't be a Matthews hater. Matthews deserves to be in that top four. I'm not going to tell who I have at number 5. But when looking at it, who do you have for second for the Norris? Who do you have for third for the Vezina? Let me know in the comments. What do you think? And I'll be seeing the next one.